Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I'm your host, Josh Davis, also known as Crash. Today is Saturday, December 17th, 2022, and I'm here to talk to you guys about the 5-game slate happening in the NBA tonight. If you're new to the channel, if you would hit the like button and then go ahead and hit subscribe. And then after you've done those things, then hit the alarm bell. That will let you know when our newest podcast has gone live. So thank you guys for joining in today. Hope you enjoy this podcast. And if you haven't joined DFS Coach Talk yet, as you can see on the scrolling marquee there, you can join DFS Coach Talk today at dfscoachtalk.com. We have memberships that start as low as $9 for a week. And so we would love to have you. We have a very family-friendly community, a lot of positivity, no negativity, and we just really encourage and cheer each other on when we win. So hope you guys join us if you haven't. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started on this 5-game NBA slate tonight. The first game we have is going to be the Dallas Mavericks. I was looking at the early slate. The Dallas Mavericks at the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland is favored by 9. Big reason why is because both Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie are ruled out, as well as Josh Green, Maxi Kleber, and Dwight Powell. And Davis Bertans is a game-time decision. For the Cavs, they pretty much have everybody, the usual guys that have been out lately: Rubio, Dean Wade, Dylan Windler, and then Lamar Stevens is a game-time decision. So the projected starting lineup for Dallas, you have Kemba Walker, Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, and Christian Wood. For the Cavs, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Lamar Stevens, who, as I mentioned, is a game-time decision, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. For me in this game, the plays that I like, the top play for me on the Dallas side is going to be Christian Wood. He's 6,300 on DraftKings, 6,500 on FanDuel, $19 on Yahoo. And then I also think as a value play with Luka and Dinwiddie out, you could definitely look at Kemba Walker. He's 3,100 on DraftKings, 3,800 on FanDuel, $10 on Yahoo. At his price, with the minutes he's going to be getting, he should definitely be able to hit value. On the Cavs side, assuming this game does stay close enough, definitely like Donovan Mitchell. He's 8,900 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $36 on Yahoo. Jared Allen, 6,700 on DraftKings. I like that price. He's 7,600 on FanDuel, so I'm not as high on that. $27 on Yahoo. And then I also like Karis LeVert. I know he's been coming off the bench, but I think if this game ends up, getting away from Dallas a little bit, he could get some really solid minutes. He's 5,000 on DraftKings, 5,400 on FanDuel, and $18 on Yahoo. So those are my top plays from this game. The next game we have is going to be the Portland Trailblazers at the Houston Rockets. This game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Portland is favored by 3.5. It has a 228 over-under. The first game, I don't think I mentioned this, it has by far the lowest over-under on the slate, one of the lowest I've seen in a while. 211.5 only. So they are expecting a very low scoring game in Cleveland. And so you definitely want to keep that in mind when you build your lineups tonight. Okay, so the other game in Houston, Portland's favored by 3.5 with a 228 over under. For Portland, Josh Hart and Trenton Watford are leaning towards playing, it looks like. They're both listed as probable. And then we have Jeremy Grant's a game-time decision. He's questionable. And then Gary Payton Jr., who hasn't played in a while, is also questionable. And then Nasir Little is out. For the Houston Rockets, you have Tari Eason, a game-time decision, but he's listed as probable. And then Alperen Sengun is also a game-time decision, and he is likely to play, was the latest for him. So the starting lineup projected for the Portland Trailblazers, you have Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant is questionable, so we'll have to see if he actually does play. If he does, he is going to start. And then Yusuf Nurkic. And then for Houston, you have Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun. Top plays for me, Damian Lillard, of course, he's 10-3 on DraftKings, 9,900 on FanDuel. So you do get him below 10K on FanDuel. I like that price. $39 on Yahoo. Houston's allowed the most fantasy points to point guards. He hasn't faced them this year so far, but he was out the last time they played them. But he's been on a tear of late. He had 21 points at halftime last night before that game got out of hand. So I definitely like the way that Damian Lillard is playing right now, and he's one of my favorite plays on the slate. Anthony Simons, 7,500 on DraftKings, 7,000 on FanDuel, $26 on Yahoo. He has been struggling of late, but as I mentioned, Houston's really struggled with guard play, and he scored 52.8 DraftKings points against them on October 28th. So it is a really good matchup, and I feel like this is a good bounce back spot for Simons to get back on track again. Then you have Yusuf Nurkic, 6,800 on DraftKings, 7,500 on FanDuel, $26 on Yahoo. He had 55.3 DraftKings points against Houston last time on October 28th, so I like him a little bit as well. And then if Jeremy Grant's out, Trenton Watford is going to be a nice play. He's 3,100 on DraftKings, 3,900 on FanDuel, and $10 on Yahoo. So he had 45 DraftKings points last night in their blowout in Dallas. And I do like him a lot if Jeremy Grant's ruled out. The only play right now that I really like on Houston is Alperen Sengun. He's 6,100 on DraftKings, 6,300 on FanDuel, $22 on Yahoo. Portland has allowed the sixth most fantasy points to centers this year, and he did have 36.8 DraftKings points against the Blazers on October 28th. So I like Sengun as well. Hey, Earl, what's going on, man? Best pay up on FanDuel. Yeah, I would probably go with I like Ja Morant for one. I know Giannis is going to bounce back big after what happened. I mean, they got absolutely embarrassed in Memphis the other night. But yeah, probably one of those two. I would say Giannis or Ja Morant, but I'm leaning towards Morant actually as of right now. And then as far as value, it's all going to depend on the news, like always. Kemba Walker would probably be one of the top values with Dinwiddie and Luka both out. Another value I like is Grayson Allen with Chris Middleton out. And Trey Mann, Aaron Wiggins for Oklahoma City Thunder. Those are really good plays too if either SGA or Josh Giddey are ruled out, because they're both listed as questionable right now. So like I said, we're going to have to get the news on that. But if those two are ruled out or one of those guys is ruled out, then some value will definitely open up there. The next game we have, as mentioned, my Milwaukee Bucks trying to bounce back against the Utah Jazz. They're back at Fiserv Forum. Milwaukee's favored by 4.5. It has a 230 over under. For the Jazz, looks like everybody except for Colin Sexton is healthy and will play. And then for the Bucks, Middleton, as I mentioned, is out. Holiday is probable. Giannis is actually questionable, so we'll have to get that news, as is Serge Ibaka. So we'll have to see what happens there, because if Giannis is out, that's going to be a slate shifter for sure. For the projected lineups, we have for the Jazz, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, Jared Vanderbilt, Kelly Olynyk. For the Bucks, Drew Holiday, Javon Carter, Grayson Allen, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Brook Lopez. And I don't really like anyone on the Jazz side. I think this game might get out of hand a little bit, and that's part of the reason why I'm leaning more towards Ja Morant than Giannis. But I still like Giannis. I think he'll probably have, 55, 60 fantasy points, somewhere around there. But I don't know if he's going to get enough minutes to get up to the 70 to 80 fantasy point range, which I would really like to have for his 12-3 price on DraftKings. He's 12-3 on DraftKings, 11-6 on FanDuel, $54 on Yahoo. Drew Holiday, I like as well. He's going to be back in the lineup tonight. If Giannis is out, especially, it could be a really big game for Holiday. 8,300 on DraftKings, 8,400 on FanDuel, $31 on Yahoo. And then, as I mentioned, Grayson Allen, he had a terrible game in Memphis. I kind of felt like going back to Memphis against his former team, he might have a nice game, but he didn't at all. He's 4,300 on DraftKings and FanDuel, $14 on Yahoo. Chris Middleton's out, so I definitely like Grayson Allen. And that's it for that game. So the next game we have is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies at the Oklahoma City Thunder. The game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Memphis Grizzlies injury news: Desmond Bane and Danny Green are out, and Vince Williams, has a game time decision. It looks like he's leaning more towards doubtful. And then for the Thunder, Josh Giddey and SGA are questionable. Same thing with Kenrich Williams. Darius Bazley, Dieng, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl are out. The projected starters for the Memphis Grizzlies, you have Ja Morant, Dylan Brooks, John Conchar, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams. For the Thunder, Josh Giddey, SGA, both questionable, both projected to start. Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and Alex Pokusevski. In this game, I do like, as I mentioned, Ja Morant. He's one of my top plays on the whole slate. He's 10-6 on DraftKings, 10-7 on FanDuel, $46 on Yahoo. He had 66.8 DraftKings points the last time he played against Oklahoma City, and that was just 10 days ago on December 7th. Also like Dylan Brooks, 6,600 on DraftKings, 6,300 on FanDuel, $26 on Yahoo. He had a nice 36.3 DraftKings points against Oklahoma City on the same December 7th game. And Oklahoma City has allowed the 8th most fantasy points to small forward. So it's a favorable matchup for him. For the Thunder, as I mentioned, SGA and Josh Giddey are questionable. SGA is 9,900 on DraftKings, 10-2 on FanDuel, $47 on Yahoo. And then Josh Giddey is 6,900 on DraftKings, 7,400 on FanDuel, and $27 on Yahoo. So if one of those two, whichever one plays, I would definitely look at. And then you could grab one of the value plays with Trey Mann and Aaron Wiggins. Trey Mann is 3,000 on DraftKings, 4,100 on FanDuel, $13 on Yahoo. And then Aaron Wiggins is 3,100 on DraftKings, 3,900 on FanDuel, $10 on Yahoo. Either one of those guys are in the starting lineup. Definitely like them as a value play if, SGA or Giddey are out. And then we have the last game tonight. It's just a real quick, 5-game slate here. So quick podcast. Last game, we have New Orleans Pelicans and Phoenix Suns. I feel like these guys play each other every other day lately. It starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a Phoenix favored by 3 and a 228 over under. This time they're back in Phoenix at the Footprint Center. And for the Pelicans, you have Brandon Ingram and EJ Liddell out, and Jose Alvarado is questionable and looks like he's a true. Now he's listed as probable, so he probably is going to play then. For the Pelicans, their starting lineup, you have CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Herbert Jones, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas. For the Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Torrey Craig, and Bismack Biyombo. Biyombo filling in for DeAndre Ayton once again. Of course, Jay Crowder hasn't been with the team all year, I don't think. So he's out. Cam Johnson's still out. Cameron Payne is out. And Dwayne Washington is out. So for me in this game, the top plays, I do like Zion Williamson. He's 10,000 on DraftKings, 10-1 on FanDuel, $42 on Yahoo. He scored over 50 DraftKings points against Phoenix in both games in New Orleans on December 9th and December 11th. I also like CJ McCollum. His price is a little bit lower because he was struggling there for a while, but two of his last 3 games, he has scored over 40 fantasy points. So he seems to be right back getting on track. 7,400 on DraftKings, 7,800 on FanDuel, and $26 only on Yahoo. So I like that price, especially on Yahoo. Larry Nance Jr. is another play that you can look at as a value. He's 4,700 on DraftKings. He is 5,800 on FanDuel, so his price has gone up there. $17 on Yahoo. He had 42.3 and 45.3 DraftKings points against Phoenix in those December 9th and December 11th games. And so I do think this is a good spot for him. His dad played for Phoenix, and he just seems to play them really well when they match up of late. And then Chris Paul for Phoenix, 8,200 on DraftKings, 8,300 on FanDuel, $28 on Yahoo. He's another guy that gets up against this team, and I like the matchup for him quite a bit. Mikal Bridges, 6,600 on DraftKings, 7,300 on FanDuel, $26 on Yahoo. And then the value you have on DraftKings and Yahoo, Biombo's $3,800 and $10 on Yahoo. He's 5,200 on FanDuel, so he's not a tremendous value play on FanDuel in my opinion, but I do like him on DraftKings and Yahoo. So before we get into the PrizePicks plays of the day, does anyone have any other questions? Yeah, I sure hope so, Todd. They've got to come back after that game. That was embarrassing. How many Dallas plays? I mean, I definitely like Christian Wood, Kemba Walker. Maybe it's Tim Hardaway. Cleveland's been really good almost against every position on defense. That's the only thing. And they're at home. So probably wouldn't go too heavy on Dallas, not tonight with Luka and Dinwiddie out. I got to look at the board and see if there's any new, what do you call it, gingerbread discount plays on PrizePicks. I don't see any so far. So for me, my top plays are going to be, if it's on the board now, it wasn't earlier, Damian Lillard, over 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like that number for him. He's averaged 44.8 in his last 5. And the other play that I like is, where's he at? It's also going to be points, rebounds, and assists, and it's Ja Morant at 43.5. That is a little high. Let's go with 27.5 points. 27.5 points, and then 39.5 PRA for Damian Lillard. Those are going to be my top 2 PrizePicks plays. Let's see if we have any more questions come in. Nope, no questions. So I am going to get to work on these NBA lineups and work on the NFL podcast. Steven had a scheduling conflict, so he won't be able to join me tonight. I'll be posting that in Discord shortly that I'll be going solo. I might delay the podcast just a little bit to have a little bit more time since it's just going to be me. And hope you guys have a great night tonight with your lineups in the NBA. They will post at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then the podcast is probably for NFL is probably going to be delayed till 9:30 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So hope you guys have a great night, and we'll be back again. I'm going to be out for a couple days, going to Lambeau Field with my dad. Very excited for Monday Night Football, Packers and the Rams game. So very excited about that. And then I'll be back, I think, on Wednesday will be the next day I'll be doing a podcast. So hope you guys have a great next couple days, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday when we look to crush it in NBA, DFS, and PrizePicks. Thank you.